Angel Tips 1/4/2015, a John Powell tale, part 7 of 27. The sun is creating very dark, short shadows as we travel south and then southeast on Red Rock Canyon's Pine Creek Trail. I turn when Jody commands, huffing and puffing as she glides effortlessly along the route. The trail looped back on itself as it hugged the canyon and then turned southward where, by staying to the right, we transitioned on a knoll. After more turns than I have kept track of, I become convinced that without Jody as a guide, someone in the distance somewhen might have found my bleached bones somewhere along Arnite, Knoll, or Oak Creek Canyon trails. "This is great, isn't it?" she asked, turning back to me as we come to a particularly lovely vista. "It is," I agree, breathing hard and nodding. Do you know what the elevation is here?" "No, sorry, we can look it up. Vegas is like 2,000 feet. "Is that all?" I reply, shaking my head. "Guess we can't blame my labored breathing on the thin air, can we?" "You're doing great, John. Thank you so much for coming. You're the best," she adds as she turns to me and raises her head for a kiss. "Thanks," I reply after a lingering kiss, "for both, and you're a bad liar." Jody shakes her head and we hike another half hour on Knoll Trail until Oak Creek Canyon Trail intersects our travels. At Jody's urging, we turned left, heading northeast until we arrived at the North Oak Creek Visitor Center, where we refilled our water bottles. I sat on a bench for at least 60 seconds before Jody declared, "Rise and shine, we got a deadline," and has us head north by northwest on the Arnite, which brings us back to Knoll Pine Creek, where, after again hugging the canyon, we retraced our steps. I glanced at my watch. 4:04, and my heart twinges. Eileen's birthday was 4/4. "These shadows of ours are getting pretty long, compadre," I drawl. "Are we going to be back at the ranch afore sundown?" "No say, amigo," she replies, "but we'll be back before it gets dark. We've got until 5 or so before it gets really dark. Plus, it's a full moon tonight. Look," she says, hooking her thumb to the east. "She's already shining big and bright. We'll be okay. Unless the coyotes get us." "Oh," she added, howling a forlorn yowl. We hiked onward, and Jody has a zigzag around a figure 8 before we tee into Pine Creek, our shadows now twice as long as we are tall. "This is the trail we started on, isn't it?" I asked after we'd snaked along the canyon. "Yep," Jody said. "We're pretty much did a square, or maybe a triangle with a squiggly string. Know where you are?" "With you, oh great guide?" "Nope, other than knowing to follow Pine Creek back to the car. Without you or this sign that tells me the way back, I'd be completely lost. Reminds me of a bike ride I did with Eileen way back in our BC days." "BC?" Jody asked. "And I assume Eileen is the flame from the past?" "Eileen was my wife. She died about 2 years ago. Killed in a car crash. And BC was our term for before children," I answer as the tiny men's and women's glorified outhouses appear in the distance to our right. "Oh, John, I'm sorry. That must have been terrible." "It was," I say very quietly. "Joe's a widower, too. It's rough." "Hey," I add. "Racing to the end," I declare, not waiting for a reply before sprinting the final 200 yards to the parking lot.